You are 18 years old. Rome is no longer a city, it is a slaughterhouse. The dictator Sulla has written a list of names on a wall. If your name is there, you are a dead man walking. Your name is there. Your crime? You are the nephew of the wrong man. Sulla gives you a choice: divorce the woman you love or lose your head. You choose her. You choose the run. You flee into the mountains, shivering with malaria, sleeping in a different dirt hole every night. You can hear the executioner's boots behind you. Your family begs Sulla for mercy until he finally snaps. Fine, let him live, but mark my words, in this Caesar, there are many Marys. He sees a fire in you that could burn the world. In this life, you are either the hammer or the anvil. You are 25. You are sailing the Mediterranean when Cilician pirates, the most feared butchers on the sea, seize your ship. They demand 20 talents of silver for your life. You laugh in their faces. You tell them they have no idea who they just captured. You tell them you're worth at least 50. For 38 days, you treat these killers like your personal servants. You write poetry and read it to them. If they don't applaud, you call them illiterate barbarians, to their faces. You tell them, with a grin, that once you're free, you'll return and crucify every last one of them. The pirates roar with laughter. They think you're a charming lunatic. You weren't joking. The moment the ransom is paid, you raise a private navy, you hunt them down, and you nail them to crosses. A promise of violence is only as good as the man who makes it. You are 31. You are a minor official in Spain, standing before a statue of Alexander the Great, and suddenly, you burst into tears. Your friends are confused. They ask, "Caesar, what's wrong?" You look at them and whisper, "At my age, Alexander had conquered the world, and I have done nothing." The hunger starts here. It's no longer about surviving. It's about being remembered. You return to Rome and you begin to buy the city. You throw games so lavish they bankrupt you. You feed the poor until you are millions in debt. You don't want a seat at the table. You want the table. You are 40. You've made it to consul. But the Senate, the old guard, they hate you. They block your laws. They spit on your name. So you go into the shadows. You form a secret pact with the two most powerful men in Rome, Crassus, the man with all the money, and Pompey, the man with all the glory. You give them what they want. They give you 5 years in Gaul. The Senate thinks they're sending you to die in the mud with the barbarians. They don't realize they've just handed a starving wolf a flock of sheep. You are 42. You are in Gaul. The tribes here are giants. They outnumber you 10 to 1. But you have something they don't: Roman iron and a Roman mind. You build a 400-foot bridge across the Rhine River in 10 days. You march across, burn a few villages to show the Germans you can, and then you march back and tear it down. Then you sail to Britain, a place Romans thought was a myth. You were the first Roman to ever touch the soil at the edge of the world. You aren't just fighting a war, you are writing a bestseller. You send reports to Rome every week, in the third person. Caesar did this. Caesar conquered that. You are turning yourself into a god before the first drop of blood is even dry. You are 46. The Battle of Alesia. A chieftain named Vercingetorix has united all of Gaul. He's holed up in a fortress with 80,000 men. You build a wall around the city to starve them out. But then, the scouts ride in. A relief army of 250,000 Gauls is coming to crush you from behind. You are trapped. You are the meat in a stone sandwich. Most generals would pray. You build a second wall, facing outward. You are fighting in a circle of death. When the smoke clears, Vercingetorix kneels at your feet. Gaul is yours, 1,000,000 square miles, millions in gold, and an army that loves you more than they love Rome. You are 50. The Senate is terrified. They order you to disband your army and return to Rome to stand trial. If you obey, they kill you. If you refuse, you are a traitor. You stand at the banks of a tiny stream called the Rubicon. Crossing it with an army is a declaration of war. You look at the water. You look at your men. Alia jacta est. The die is cast. You plunge your horse into the river. The Republic is dead. You march on Rome, and for the first time in history, the city flees from its own hero. You are 52. You've chased your rival Pompey to Egypt, only to find they've cut off his head. You weep. Not for him, but for the insult to Rome. Then a young woman named Cleopatra is smuggled into your room, inside a rug. She wants her throne. You want the grain of Egypt. You fight a war for her, survive an assassination, and spend months sailing the Nile. But the world is still burning. You leave her with a son and a crown, and you head east. You crush a rebellion in 5 days, so fast, you describe it in 3 words. Veni, vidi, vici. I came, I saw, I conquered. You are 54. You are the master of the world, dictator for life. You wear the purple. You change the calendar. July is now yours. You are a king in all but name. But in the shadows of the Senate, your friends are whispering. They call you a tyrant. You see the daggers in their eyes, but you refuse to wear armor. It is better to die once than to live in constant dread of death. You are 55. It is the 15th of March. You walk into the Senate. A group of men gathers around you. They aren't holding petitions. They are holding daggers. The first blade bites into your neck. You fight back like a lion until you see him. Brutus, the man you loved like a son. You stop fighting. You wrap your face in your robe. You fall. At the base of the statue of your old rival, Pompey. The conspirators thought they were saving the Republic. They were wrong. They only destroyed themselves. Your name, Caesar, became the title for every emperor for the next 2,000 years. The word for power itself, Kaiser, Czar, Caesar. You wanted to be equal to Alexander. You ended up becoming the name for power itself. The daggers ended the man, but they couldn't touch the legend.